how am I going to talk about Xenoblade 2 when I don't remember shit about it? Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 1, not to be confused with anything to do with Xenoblade Chronicles X for whatever reason. The main story of this game stars a young lad named Rex, who is just a salvager. He goes into this giant ocean of clouds and salvages things to sell for money. And he meets this girl named Pyra. And together they set off for a place called Elysium. And that's basically the overview of the entire story. And then bad things ensue, good versus evil stuff kind of thing. You fight this guy named Malos and these people who say they're from a place called Torna, which got destroyed some while ago. I don't remember the exact amount of years, so I'm not going to worry about it. The gameplay is a little bit improved just from Xenoblade 1, where instead of a bunch of abilities to use, you only get like 3 from an option of 4 through the menus. Which, while that specifically makes me a little bit sad, because I would prefer to have more moves. But depending on who you're using, you get a myriad of different weapon choices, and all of them have their own, and you can also level up those set abilities, which isn't too bad, especially considering you can have all these different weapons per character kind of thing. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. Just, I kind of wanted some more options per weapon, but having a bunch of weapons makes a lot of sense too. With the addition of elements and all that stuff, you can set up a lot of really cool combos and a lot of really neat, just lots and lots of damage once you get the hang of how it actually works. So, the graphics, they look fine. They're better than Xenoblade on the Wii, but coming to this after playing the deluxe edition is a little bit of a downgrade. From what I remember from Xenoblade 1, it didn't really dip too much below its set frame rate, which was nice. This game very much does so many times, which is a small nitpick. Frame rate doesn't bother me too much as long as I can keep it stable during most parts and during action sequences. During like running around doing just everyday stuff, it's whatever to me, honestly. Problems with this game. I had a couple interesting issues with the game. Nothing technical as far as I'm aware, but it's with the unfortunate single-player gacha system, which they for some reason thought was going to be a great idea to introduce. So, for those who don't know how this works, you get these things called core crystals. There's normal, rare, and legendary core crystals. And when you activate one, you have a chance to get a blade. Basically, a character that will fight with your human characters called drivers. However, you don't get to choose what you get. You might get lucky and get a rare one, which is a specific character that has been designed by another artist, like Zenobia, or Azami, or a Kirito wannabe. Those are just a couple of options. The Kirito wannabe is a DLC character and is, in my opinion, probably one of the most broken blades in the game, but hey, you know, it's just one of those things. Like I said, you can't choose what one you get, you just have to get lucky. So there's this particular character, Cosmos, which some of you may know from, God, which series was it, like Xenogears? An older Xeno-esque game. I can't remember the exact name, and that's on me. I could be wrong too. It's been a long time. But she is apparently exceedingly rare, and a lot of people want her. You ain't getting her. I know some people have. Some people got her on the first try. I call those people lucky. I, however, was not. I did get a couple of interesting ones, which I was happy with for the entire game. That's just one of the issues is the gacha system, but it can be mostly alleviated. A lot of the puzzles in the game are easily alleviated by all the blades you get in the main story, at least in regards to any single player stuff. So you will always get blades that can help you get through the main story, from what I remember. Another issue that I kind of had, but this is a little bit alleviated by their inclusion in Smash, is Pyra and Mithra's outfits bother the hell out of me. Like, I'm a dude, okay? And I'm a straight dude. I like the lady bits and all that fun jazz. But those outfits are not good, in my opinion, but I can't even really understand where they're coming from with that. But hey, you know what? It's whatever. They don't bother me too much. I'm just not a fan of it. That kind of thing. You get what I mean? Like, I like the outfit, but I don't like the outfit in the setting. That makes sense. And then when you compare them to their Smash Brothers outfits, they're a lot better in my opinion. I don't really have much else to really say about that. I just prefer the Smash Brothers iterations. If they gave me an option for that after that came out for Smash, oh yeah, I'd use those any day of the week. Not a single issue with that. What else? Oh, a difference from the first game is this one, Xenoblade 2 is a lot more anime-esque. It has more anime-isms, I would call it. Where you got characters like freaking out a bit more to be more animated, like, oh no, what's going on, kind of thing, with their like arms waving in the air and that kind of thing. Compared to Xenoblade 1, they made this game to be trying to be a little more silly and a bit more jokey, unlike the first game, which seemed to be a bit more serious about everything it wanted to do. Which I can understand. I feel like they wanted to make it a bit more lighthearted compared to first game, but I feel like it didn't work in a lot of areas, which unfortunately did not help by some of the voice acting. Not all of it, some of it. Like Pyra Mithra, great. I enjoyed their voice actors. I liked a couple other characters like Zeke, I thought was great. I thought Pandora's was great. I thought Tora's was great. And I thought Poppy's was great. And I really liked Nia. I wasn't a fan. Kind of. It was hit and miss for the entire game for Rex. Like, there's some parts where I was like, I really like Rex's voice acting here. And some I was like, can you not have tried that again? Don't get me wrong, they all did a really good job. Considering, from what I understand, a lot of them, that was their first time doing a role in a game. Which, hey, you know what? Good for you. Seriously, you for what you had, you did a good job. For your experience, you did a great job, fantastic job. But at that point, I think that's just the directors being bad at being like, hey, maybe we should do this one more time, kind of thing. So I'm not blaming the voice actors themselves. I'm blaming the people in charge of them. The game, however, does excel at having a much bigger expanded combat system, unlike the first game, which is great. The general movement isn't too bad compared to the first game. There's a lot more things you can do, like interacting with the environment via blades, naturally, which I thought was more interesting than Xenoblade 1's, where you just ran around and just did what you had to do. But that's also a downside, because if you don't have the right blades for it, or if your blades don't have the right abilities for it, you're just screwed and you have to come back later. Any additional stuff? Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna spoil the ending. I'm going to vaguely talk about it, but I need to talk about this because it is a trope that I still don't know how I feel about it. Where this big emotional scene happens, something happens, and then in the end, it's like it didn't even matter. Which I know will actually kind of spoil it, and I apologize, but I don't know what to think about it. I've thought about it for over a week now. I've fought with my emotions on this, and I still don't know how I feel about it. And I unfortunately cannot give a definitive answer on it, because sometimes it's done well, sometimes it's not. In this particular context, it makes sense for why it happened. I get it. I understand it. In this world, it makes sense why it would happen. Part of it, I'm still not 100% sure about, though, which is the part I'm more confused about. But maybe somewhere it might explain it, because the game doesn't explain it, it just happens, right? But all I'll leave it at is it makes sense for what happened and why it happened and why the end credit scene happened, but I don't understand why a particular part of it happened. That's all I'm going to say about it. In conclusion, Xenoblade 2 is a mixed bag of better and worse elements of Xenoblade 1. Personally, I prefer Xenoblade 1 a lot more. I identified a lot more with the characters, despite having a little bit more fun in Xenoblade 2 compared to Xenoblade 1 in only certain cutscenes. The gameplay itself, I enjoyed Xenoblade 1 a fraction of a bit more, but once I got the hang of Xenoblade 2, I loved it a lot more than Xenoblade 1. But the story, hands down, is better in Xenoblade 1 than it is 2. Although the way that they are connected is extremely interesting. And I can't wait to see how they connect these two games to Xenoblade 3 once it comes out in, as of recording, 1 month and 9 days. Other than that, that's all I got. And as usual, my socials are all the same as this YouTube channel you're seeing them on. I stream every day on twitch.tv/VolkIsland. Not a surprise to anybody. Recently passed 800 followers on Twitch, actually, as a matter of fact. I'm doing some, hopefully going to be doing some celebrations about that here pretty soon. If I haven't already by the time you're seeing this video. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day. And I'll see you all in the next video, which I don't know what it's gonna be yet. We'll find out when we get there. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!